Hello Fragrance fam, and welcome back to the AFI Project Lab. If you are new here, I'm Maddie and we're so happy to have you join us for today's tutorial, making hot process soap. It's one of my favorite pastimes during the colder months because it fills my workspace with a warm and cozy feeling of whatever fragrance that I'm choosing to use. So here's how I make rugged hot process soap bars for all of the guys and gals out there that love our best-selling version of Fireside by Bath & Body Works fragrance oil. You can use any of your preferred cold process recipes for hot process soap. The technique itself is different and the final appearance on the bar varies, but the science behind the soap, it's all the same. I'm using a simple 4-oil recipe complete with coconut, palm, olive, and castor oil. Measure them out by weight and add them into a slow cooker set to high heat. The slow cooker will melt any solid oils your recipe contains, but if you're using palm oil like me, make sure to melt down the entire batch and stir well before measuring it out so the fatty acids will distribute evenly. As those melt, you can get your lye water solution ready. Alright, now it's time to suit up for safe soaping with gloves, goggles, long sleeves, and a respirator before carefully adding the 100% sodium hydroxide lye into room temperature distilled water. Stir as you pour to keep it from clumping at the bottom of your mixing container. Mix gently and the solution will go from cloudy to clear when the lye dissolves. Let that sit while you wait for the oils to melt in the slow cooker. So once all of the oils are liquid, now it's time to add in our lye. Pour the lye solution down the stem of an immersion blender to minimize splashing and begin emulsifying just like you would with cold process soap. It should come together pretty quickly and you'll notice when it reaches a light trace, just like this. To save some time and arm strength later, you can add any colorants you'd like to the soap while it's still at a light trace. I'm using about a half a tablespoon of turmeric powder mixed in with a tablespoon of hemp oil to give it a earthy natural amber color and a bit of exfoliation. Stir it in until the soap is a uniform color. Now it's time to cook the soap, so this is where the heat and the hot process method comes from. The high temperature of the slow cooker will speed up the saponification and will force the soap to go through the gel phase. For some insight on what gel phase is, catch up on your Soapy Smarts with our full course on Fragrance University that's linked down below. Seal the slow cooker's lid on tight. The less water evaporates during the cook, the easier it is to fill the mold. Now we just need a little bit of patience and a watchful eye. It might be tempting to leave the soap while you chill on the couch or work on other projects, but at these temperatures, you really need to babysit it. Otherwise, you might end up with a soap volcano. When everything is going well, it'll look just like this. You can see the soap around the edges of the slow cooker is slowly rising and turning a little translucent. It almost looks like Vaseline. That's the soap cooking and essentially going through the gel phase, just like it does when you insulate loaves of cold processed soap as they harden in the mold. Once your soap reaches this point, you're almost at the finish line. You can open up the slow cooker and give it a stir if you'd like to speed things along. When almost all of the soap starts looking glossy, it's ready for the final steps. Remove the lid from the slow cooker and stir in our version of Fireside by Bath & Body Works. It's delightfully unique and would be a hit for the guys or anyone who appreciates rugged scents. Warm notes of amber and musk can make it perfect for warming you up during the winter months. When it's fully mixed in, use a spatula or a large spoon to scoop the soap into your loaf mold. If your soap is especially thick, make sure to give the mold a couple of firm taps on the counter here and there to eliminate little air pockets throughout the bars. Use the back of the spoon or other utensil to add some texture to the top if you'd like, or leave it as is before covering it up and letting the soap fully harden. Depending on your recipe and how long you cook the soap, this can take anywhere from 4 or so hours to a couple of days. Make sure the soap has cooled to room temperature and the surface feels firm before peeling it out of the silicone mold liner and slicing it into even bars. Our recipe will yield about 10 1.5-inch bars of soap that weigh about 4 ounces each. You can use a sharp knife, a multi-bar cutter, or one of those wavy slicers to give the bars an added visual element to elevate the otherwise natural look. Here's all of the soap bars laid out for you guys to see. We kept things super simple today so we could focus on the hot process method. There's lots of tweaks you can make to your recipe and techniques to create unique and even swirled hot process soap. If you're interested in learning more about hot process or all things related to soap, check out our Soap 101 course on Fragrance University or leave a comment down below. We're always developing new recipes and projects for you guys to implement in your product line, so don't hesitate to make requests for future videos. Hope this video helped you make your own hot process soap, whether it was your first time or you're working on starting a soaping business. Thanks so much for watching, Fragrance fam. It's been a fun one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one real soon. Bye!